is how I made my costume for this year's haunt. Much like a sock mask made with the latex piece, I used foam latex on this sock mask in order to Frankenstein my own character. Something that's not sculpted, something I've not ever seen before. Adding different pieces of foam and plucking out pieces just to give it some weird wounds and stuff. I used a mix of these nightshades, latex mask paints, as well as Prozade, and then a lot of different permagrime glazes to just really give it a vibrant, different look. And as you can see, there's just all sorts of different things going on here. There's some patches with scales and stuff. I got veining in there that done with some Createx paints as well as some inks. And really it's just kind of free flow, whatever you think. Also, you might see here in a second, also put some of the fake acrylic teeth in, as well as hid some little maggots going in and crawling through different wound holes just to give it the nastiest look I could. There's the teeth. And then I covered it with some gray synthetic type hair just to give it more of a lively look. And then that was pretty much it for the mask. Pretty simple, but it looks really cool, and because it's foam latex, it moves really well with the face. Another element I added to the costume around my head was a CPAP mask and hose. Since I have sleep apnea, I get these supplies regularly, and I just burns one up. So the Mutant, there again, didn't get a lot of progress pics as far as the whole entire ensemble, but I did get a lot of photos taken, the progress of the mask itself, which here it is. After about 10 days of haunting, holds up pretty well. For foam latex mostly being used once on an actor, removed and thrown away, I mean, this guy is awesome. So kudos to it. Like I said in the video prior, it's Frankenstein together. There's lots of stitch work and maggots and veining and different things. Paint wise, I coat, because of its flexibility of the foam, but the absorbency, straight up latex paint doesn't really work the greatest. So I started out covering it with a Prozade. It's a very adhesive medical grade like glue, but it dries clear. That's what Pax paint's made with, that and acrylic paint. So once you apply that to like the first layer or two, you can almost put anything on it. It helps make it stick and be flexible. And the permagrimes and stuff was very pivotal in this and the costume, as far as the coloration and the nasty yellows and that kind of thing, which I will show right here. Got chunks of latex hanging off. I think it's old macaroni. And key point to everyone, don't use foods in your costumes and stuff. The only thing that really works well is dry goods, but as long as it's not like oatmeal kind of dry good, like old macaroni doesn't seem to attract anything. But other than that, you know, latex paint, reds, darks. Also grunged up this hospital gown, which I got as a patient at some time in either during my military service or thereafter, brain injury shit. But I made it look like the pits and the crotch had urine stains, sweat stains, and again the grimes to flow from the mask, the yellows, the greens, and obviously the blood, and just speckled and just weathered the crap out of this thing. And as far as some of the other elements, I had a CPAP mask and hose. I have sleep apnea, have since my brain injury, and so I get those supplies all the time, so I grind those up and put those on just as an extra detail. And then the tentacle arm, which I'll put somewhere here, was something I got maybe 10 years ago from an effects company that's no longer open, but they were just blanks, and I painted them to match. I painted them with a yellowish brown kind of ochre skin tone to match, and then because I like the mutant vibe and the weird different elements, I added a bunch of, some of the boils were boils and some were like painted eyeballs and stuff, and I'll get a good photo on here. But I have two of them, but I only used one, so I used it as an external scare element, and then on the other hand I just had a cut up glove on. And I believe that's pretty much it for the mutant character.